Welcome back. People unlucky enough to buy a lemon car often find that's just the start of their problems. Trying to get them replaced or fixed can be expensive and often leads to a dead end. So consumers are calling for a change of direction.
They're the angry customers who saved to buy a car only to end up with a lemon. Now they're taking aim at the dealership they bought them from. And this isn't the first time the dealers copped flack.
Wouldn't it be great if before you bought a used car, you could talk to it and ask it questions? What's wrong?
I have a bad thermostat and a leaky transmission.
When it comes to buying a car, nobody wants a lemon.
You sold me this car, but instead you sold me a lemon.
But Consumer Reports' latest reliability data exposes models that turn shiny new purchases into expensive regrets. Today, we're counting down the 10 worst cars you should avoid. Vehicles flagged for constant breakdowns, soaring repair bills, and scary recall histories. Stick with me, the #1 pick will absolutely blow your mind. And after seeing it, you'll rethink every bargain basement buy. Watch until the end. You will save thousands and spare yourself a maintenance nightmare.
Starting off our list at number 10, our Rivian R1T. Rivian's all-electric R1T pickup looks futuristic, but its real-world reliability is abysmal. CR gave the R1T a dismal 22 out of 100 score. Owners report endless software and hardware failures, everything from charging system malfunctions to electric motor and suspension breakdowns, plus a buggy infotainment interface. Rivian has already issued multiple recalls on this unfinished product. For example, 1,723 R1T/R1S trucks 2022 to 2024 were recalled because the side curtain airbags might not deploy in a crash. Another recall fixed a defective accelerator pedal. In extreme heat, the pedal could stick and cause the truck to creep forward. Rivian covered these repairs for free, but these issues underscore how unfinished the R1T still feels. Charging is also a headache. Rivian's proprietary charging network is sparse, and full firmware updates can take hours. In short, the R1T is a bold EV truck, but right now it's more gamble than guaranteed adventure.
Next up is the Volvo XC60. The Volvo XC60 is a stylish, compact luxury SUV, but reliability is surprisingly poor. CR's data gave the XC60 a shockingly low reliability score of only 21 out of 100, putting it among the least dependable luxury crossovers. Owners have endured chronic engine and electrical faults. Common complaints include sudden engine stalls, rough gear shifts, and a Google-based infotainment screen that crashes or goes blank. Recent model years saw multiple recalls and software patches for backup cameras, braking modules, etc., and maintenance bills are hefty. In fact, RepairPal notes that Volvo owners pay about 15 to 20% more per year in upkeep than drivers of non-luxury SUVs. Even Volvo's famed safety tech can't offset these problems. Bottom line, a pretty badge and cabin won't fix poor reliability and steep upkeep costs.
At number 8 are the Jeep Wrangler. Few vehicles match the Jeep Wrangler's legendary off-road prowess, but on the road, it can be a nightmare. CR gave the Wrangler only a 27 reliability score, one of the lowest among all SUVs tested. Owners frequently report the infamous death wobble, violent steering shakes, and a litany of electrical gremlins. Its rugged body-on-frame design and solid axles may excel off-road, but on pavement, they make every bump feel like a jolt. Safety recalls have piled up too. For example, a 2024 recall covered 2020 to 2024 Wranglers, especially the 4xe plug-in hybrid models, after a high-voltage battery defect that could potentially cause a fire. Combine that with terrible fuel economy, about 18 to 19 mpg combined, and a cabin prone to leaks and rattles, and daily driving becomes a trial. Even modern conveniences can fail. Reviewers note the Wrangler often lacks today's tech, lane assists, smooth power, and less specially equipped. In short, you pay for Wrangler's off-road image, but the trade-off is an unreliable, uncomfortable ride on pavement.
Our number 7 pick is the Nissan Frontier. The Nissan's midsize Frontier might look rugged, but it's riddled with issues. The 2022 to 2024 Frontier earned only a 23 from CR. Owners report bizarre build flaws in aging tech. The infotainment often freezes or resets arbitrarily, Bluetooth connections drop, and even cabin trim can rattle loose. It's basically an old truck with new problems, and at roughly $27,000, it feels overpriced given these flaws. The biggest red flag? A 2023 Frontier sold as certified pre-owned was discovered missing multiple critical welds in its frame, forcing Nissan to replace the entire chassis. That kind of manufacturing lapse would terrify anyone. For context, Nissan has already announced this generation will end after 2024, a tacit admission that a reboot is needed. Even its fuel economy, about 18 mpg, and ride quality show its age. In short, the Frontier's rugged reputation is a myth once owners start sharing these horror stories.
Surprisingly, the family-oriented Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid ranks 6th. On paper, it boasts great fuel economy, 82 mpge, and ample space, but CR's data gave it a woeful 14 reliability score, the worst of any new vehicle tested. Owners cite every conceivable failure: dead batteries, even the 12-volt pack, frozen touchscreens, unresponsive climate controls, and sudden loss of motive power. Chrysler even recalled roughly 67,000 Pacifica PHEVs, 2017 to 2023 models, because a transmission wiring connector could short and abruptly stall the engine. One owner even filmed their hybrid version stalling on the freeway. In practice, the promised fuel savings rarely offset the headaches. Families report spending more time at service shops than on road trips. Chrysler's own fixes haven't fully cured the disease, extended warranties and extra recalls keep piling up. In short, this plug-in minivan's great MPGE is a drop in the bucket compared to its repair bills. It's nearly guaranteed to cost you big money to maintain.
At number 5, we have the Volkswagen Jetta. The Volkswagen Jetta is sold as a practical compact sedan, but recent versions have proven surprisingly fragile. CR's reliability scores for the latest Jetta sit in the mid-20s, around 25, well below many competitors. Owners complain of transmission quirks, hesitating shifts, juddering clutches, random engine misfires, and all kinds of electronic oddities, failed sensors, ECU reboots, etc. Even safety features have faltered. For instance, VW recalled roughly 280,000 2020 to 2021 Jetta and GLI models because a mispositioned airbag control module could prevent airbags from deploying. The steering and chassis feel budget class, not premium. Added up, and the Jetta's low price looks like a trap, a car that often costs more in repairs than comparable Hondas or Toyotas. In summary, a new Jetta might seem inexpensive, but its reliability issues can make it an expensive regret.
At number 4 is the luxury Land Rover Range Rover Sport. It looks lavish, but its reliability is a nightmare. RepairPal gives it a 2.5 out of 5 rating, worse than almost any other brand, and notes average annual repair/maintenance costs around $1,179. Its engineering is so complex that even simple repairs can easily run into the thousands of dollars. For example, repairing an oil pump or head gasket can easily run into the thousands of dollars. The recall and problem list reads like a horror show. Dozens of recalls cover everything from fuel line leaks to brake issues to software failures. RepairPal even notes 46 safety-related recalls on the Range Rover Sport through recent years. Owners on forums recount endless dramas with turbos, transmissions, and suspensions. In one enthusiast survey, routine maintenance visits routinely topped $5,000. In short, unless you have almost unlimited funds, the Range Rover Sport will quietly drain your bank account every time it rolls into a shop. A true range broke.
Fiat 500L takes number 3. Quirky as it looks, the Fiat 500L compact wagon was a disaster in reliability. CR owner surveys for the 500L, especially 2014 to 2017 models, rank it at rock bottom. Owners' biggest complaints were driveline and electronics. The CVT transmission repeatedly slips or fails, causing sudden jolts or stalls, and the Uconnect touchscreen constantly freezes or crashes. It only earned average crash test scores and came without most modern safety aids. To add insult, it also depreciates like crazy. Kelley Blue Book data show a 2017 500L lost roughly 50% of its value in 3 years. Fiat quietly dropped the 500L after 2019. In the end, this mini minivan's cute looks came with a huge cost. You pay a low price up front, but the endless repair bills and resale hit will bite you hard.
The GMC Sierra 1500 is a full-size pickup that shares nearly everything with the Chevy Silverado, and unfortunately, it shares many of the same flaws. CR's analyses highlight the Sierra's powerful V8 engines and in-cab electronics as weak points. Many owners report camshaft lifter failures and cylinder deactivation system glitches on the 5.3 and 6.2-liter V8s, which can trigger misfires and limp home modes. In fact, CR explicitly points out that the Silverado, the mechanically identical twin, often ends up more dependable and cheaper to own, implying the GMC is the inferior sibling. On the road, that means frequent warning lights and limp modes on what can be a $50K plus truck. Combine that with poor fuel economy, often in the mid-teens MPG, and higher insurance costs, and the Sierra's tough image quickly fades. Essentially, its heavy-duty perks come with a hidden price tag of constant fixes and high running costs.
Topping our list at number 1 is the Mitsubishi Mirage. And yes, it's real. It's the cheapest new car you can buy, and it finishes last in every metric that matters. Its 1.2-liter 3-cylinder engine makes only 78 horsepower. KBB calls it the least powerful new car on the market. Acceleration is painfully slow. Reviewers say merging onto the freeway requires a lot of patience. And even then, the engine strains and roars at all speeds. The ride is very soft and floaty, making handling feel disconnected. Inside, it looks like a toy, mostly hard plastic and thin upholstery with almost no sound insulation. Road and engine noise are painfully obvious. Safety is minimal. The Mirage earned just 4 out of 5 stars overall in NHTSA crash tests. Mitsubishi even recalled many 2014 to 2018 Mirages because a defective sensor could disable the airbags in a crash. Owners report other cheap car quirks too: warped brake rotors, failing AC systems, and constant dashboard rattles. Even RepairPal notes the Mirage averages about $457 per year in repairs, absurdly high for a car this basic. No wonder Mitsubishi is killing the Mirage after 2024. Its bargain sticker price simply isn't worth the headaches on or off the road.
All right, now you know the 10 cars Consumer Reports says to avoid. If you're shopping, don't let a shiny badge or a low sticker price trick you into years of repair bills and headaches. The takeaway? Prioritize proven reliability, check recent owner reports and recall histories, and always read the fine print on warranties before you sign. If this list saved you even one trip to the shop, subscribe and hit that like button. It helps more people avoid bad buys. Drop a comment. Which car surprised you most, or which model would you add to a follow-up list? If you want deeper dives, owner stories, recall paperwork, or CR score breakdowns for each model, tell me which car to cover next and I'll do it. Thanks for watching, stay smart, buy smart, and I'll see you in the next one.